So I want to go over with you guys some things that we've been doing with our clients to get them these incredible results. So with this particular client, what we did was we started off with just kind of our calories are at maintenance. We even went a little bit slightly above maintenance to increase metabolism, be able to build more muscle, increase energy, so that way we can work out harder in the gym, and that can lead to an overall net fat loss. And the reason that is because there's a few ways that you can lose weight, right? You can bring metabolism up. So that way then when you're, eating food and everything, you're expending energy, that can bring you into a calorie deficit, or you can cut calories. So there's not just one way to do it. I think a lot of people kind of miss that component. So in this first part here, we didn't lower calories one single bit. We didn't actually lower calories until kind of down in this area. So we started focusing on steps, proper nutrition, proper weight training, proper lifestyle changes. And that led to a net about 166 from 172 up here to a net about, whatever that is, 5, 6, 7 pounds before we even lowered calories whatsoever. And since we weren't lowering calories, we know that primarily pretty much all of that is fat loss. And we know that was primarily a net fat loss because we were lifting, our weights were going up in our lifts, we weren't dropping calories, we were hitting our protein targets. So we know all together, and from this client's progress photos, that we were losing primarily a lot of fat. Now, like I said, remember, didn't lower calories, at all the way down into this area, which is pretty cool, because when you go into a program or a coaching program, or you're trying to lose weight, you should want to eat as much food as you can, right? Not have to starve yourself, not have to eat like a rabbit, right? Kind of something that can form to your life and your lifestyle, and not have to worry every single day if you're hitting, your calories, if you're eating too much or eating too less. We were eating a lot of food and still losing fat. Like, that is amazing. So this is why I'm talking to you guys on social media and with all my content about, like, stop lowering calories in an effect to have long-term fat loss. It simply does not work in the long run. You're going to run into a plateau because you haven't built up your metabolism. So a couple of cool things that are happening so far up until kind of like this area that I've been talking about. We didn't lower calories, metabolism is running hot, we're getting stronger, we're still losing fat. So we've lost 5 or 6 or 7 pounds kind of in this area. We kind of come into this kind of plateau area. You can see from like 168 to like 166. We didn't really rush in this situation because it could just have been, I don't know, maybe she wasn't sleeping well. Maybe it was, could have been a multitude of things, right? We don't want to jump to conclusions and just drop calories right away, which is what a lot of people will do. And again, they'll hit that wall and then they can't have a nice long fat loss phase. So what we did was we kind of took our time. We ended up deciding that we're going to drop her calories down a little bit, like 50 or 100 calories a day. I mean, that's like half a bag of chips, right? But you can see that what happened was we ended up kind of having this bump back down. We had then kind of out of town and some things happened here. We then kind of dropped them down just a little bit more. And then ever since then, we are still in this nice downward trend of fat loss, right? And you can see even today, 164. So from 170, 172, to 164, which might not seem like a lot, but look at the weight. I mean, she came in only weighing 170, 171 pounds. So for her to lose, almost now till this point, 8 or 9 pounds of just straight fat, that is a lot of weight. And again, her calories are only, I think, 150. I don't think they're 200. I think it's 150 less from her maintenance. And she's lost all this fat. So what does this all mean? Well, does that mean this is gonna stop here? No, we're gonna keep going down and down and down. We can get her, probably another at least 5, probably like 10 pounds of fat off right before the summer. So she's gonna look absolutely shredded. And all because we spent all this time building up metabolism, working out Proctel things, using steps, using all these different strategies without having to lower calories. So now she can have a really long fat loss phase. Remember, I told you we've only taken away about 150 calories per day from her nutrition. So we can go down, to 200, we can go down probably a total another 200 or 300 calories. So for a total like net negative of 400, 500 would probably be pushing it, but a net 400. So we're not even halfway through a full fat loss phase if we wanted to take it that far. We probably won't even take it that far because she'll probably reach her goals even before we get there, which is awesome. And at that point, right, it's just now we just maintain it. And we were able to do that because we went through a build phase. We went through a proper burn phase. That's going to take a very long time. It's going to be very, very lucrative for her, and she's going to reap the benefits of that. And then it's going to be so easy to maintain because we did it over a long period of time. You have this slingshot effect when you do things quickly, especially in health. Your body hates drastic change. So when you have like this, when we cut calories, let's say this came down, and you didn't have this nice trend down, it came down very quickly. You have what I call like this slingshot effect. So it comes down quickly, your body's starving, you hate it, you're not sleeping well, then it's going to slingshot back up, right? And it might not go back up to where you started, but what's the point of doing all that work if it's just going to slingshot back up? Like if you weigh 175 and you want to lose 20 pounds and then you lose 10 and then you slingshot back up, well, you could have just kept that 10 pounds off if you were taking your time and doing it correctly. So that's kind of a case study that we've been doing with this particular client. Here's another one. So same kind of concept with him. We've been kind of, here you go. So I don't like this, your chart, but same kind of concept. So, we were here, we went through fat loss phase. You can kind of see we kind of tailored off here a little bit of a reverse in there. And then we've been down. And you see it's kind of coming up a little bit here, which is fine because we're in a build phase. We're looking now, after, losing almost 200 pounds. I think it might be even more, 200 pounds. I mean, he started at 200, but now we're almost down 40 pounds. So after that, we are kind of, it's kind of coming up a little bit here because what we're doing now is we're going through, a build phase. After losing, 30 to 40 pounds of fat, right? You want to build that up. You want to build some muscle. So that's what we're doing now. And we essentially have like no risk, right? Because our fat for this particular client is very low. It's very minimal. We would have to eat in a very excess amount of calories for him to go up, a lot of weight, right? If we're eating a little bit up and up and up and we're at that maintenance, we can go even a little bit over because we're continuing to lift heavy. We're continuing to work on those lifestyle changes. So, for this particular client, we aren't really at risk. We can go through a nice long build phase as well. Probably gain 5-10 pounds of muscle. That'll take some time, but again, we don't have to worry about like gaining any fat because we're now at like our new maintenance.